Welcome to the Weekly Spanish Review. This is for Mr. Jones's class, Spanish 2, and this is for the week of November 2nd to November 6th. This week, we took a look at past tense verbs that are with AR. So remember, verbs are actions. And this week, we looked at some that end with AR, like hablar, tomar, mirar, nadar. So those are all actions. Now let's take a look first at how these are going to end. So these verbs, we take off the AR on the end and we put in E with the accent mark for yo. For to, for all of our AR verbs in the past, again we take off the AR on the end and we put haste. For él, ella, and usted, our past tense ending is O with the accent mark. Nosotros is amos. And ellos and ustedes is aron. Now that we've seen the endings, let's look at a verb so we can practice. The verb hablar means to speak. So like we went over earlier, this is our ending with yo. So if I wanted to say I spoke, or I talked in the past tense, we take off the AR, we put the E. So yo hablé, I spoke, I talked. Tú hablaste, you spoke, you talked. Él, ella, usted habló. Nosotros hablamos. And ellas, ellos, ustedes hablaron. Now let's try to come up with a few examples. We can say, I spoke with my mother yesterday. Yo hablé con mi madre ayer. You spoke with your friends yesterday. Tú hablaste con tus amigos ayer. So there's a lot of AR verbs, and here are some common ones. Mirar, to watch. So remember, it's going to follow the same thing. If you wanted to say, I watched in the past tense, remember we take off the AR and we put an E with the accent mark. Yo miré, I watched. To do a little bit more practice, we're going to look together at the workbook page that we did this week. This was from your workbook 7.8. So in this first activity, activity A, you had to choose between two verbs in the past tense. So you had to see who it was talking about and then choose the correct one. So if you remember back from just a few seconds ago when we learned our past tense endings, we saw that the past tense ending for ellos is aron. So for this first one, the correct answer would be ellos nadaron en el mar. They swam in the ocean. And you all did a really good job this week on the workbook page. I saw that almost everybody got all of these correct. We know our endings like su amigo. So that one isn't they or you all. It's not the aron. This is the one that ends with the O. So su amigo nadó en la piscina. We'll go through a few more answers. Let's look at número 7 right here. Tu blank con one. So remember our endings in past tense for tu with AR is haste. So it was this one. Tu hablaste con Juan. You spoke with Juan. And then I'll do number 9 also. Número 9. Yo entré en el agua. I entered in the water. Alright, let's go down to part C, and a few we'll practice here. Like our example with hablar. If I wanted to say, I spoke with Juan yesterday. Yo hablé con Juan ayer. For this one, it's asking, when did you speak with Juan? So we got to conjugate hablar with tu. So we know for this one, we're going to use hablaste. Cuando hablaste con Juan? And then this last one, number 3, comprar. To buy. So I want to say, I bought it yesterday. Yo lo compré ayer. And then when did you buy it? Remember to ending aste. So, ¿cuándo lo compraste? All right, now the final thing we're going to look at is past sentences, present sentences, and future sentences. So now in Spanish 2, we're going to be able to talk in a lot of different ways, in different tenses. We did an activity this week where we practiced those past, present, and future. So if we remember back, the verb mirar is to watch. So if you want to say, I watch sports every day, yo miro deportes todos los días. I watch sports every day. That's our present tense that we learned a few units ago. Now we're going to add in the past that we're learning right now. So remember, mirar is the verb to watch. And remember how we conjugate it when it ends, when it's yo. So yo miré deportes ayer is a past tense sentence. I watched sports yesterday. And then finally down here we've got a future sentence. Yo voy a mirar deportes mañana. I am going to watch sports tomorrow. Remember, for our future, we use this way to say it. Voy a, tú vas a, él, ella, usted va a, nosotros vamos a, ellos, ustedes van a, and then the verb. So I really wanted you guys to get a good practice with all the different tenses and how we can use them. We're going to keep on doing this in the future. If you have any questions, always remember to ask me. Continue to study 5 minutes a night with your new vocabulary and also your grammar. And for next week, make sure you look ahead to our other side of the vocabulary list. That's about the winter and the winter activities